Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Mallory with you, standing right next to Glenn Morgan. Morgs, we have got a cracking night in Nowra tonight.
Well, it's great to be back, Simon. Some of the best entertainment you'll see as we did last year. And I'm certain they're going to back it up again in 2026. Australia's leading PBR contenders, all vying for the opportunity to get through to the national finals. They're in Townsville and compete for $150,000. But tonight, we've got $20,000 up for cash.
Well, with that we do, and this is important. This is our last qualifying event before we pick those New South Wales bull riders and the Queensland bull riders. So, here and now, we're going to have a bunch of those Cowboys trying to get it into that top 10 so they can be in Newcastle in a few weeks' time. But before we do that, one big round of competition, I should say, and then the all-important short go. This is where the Cowboys are going to choose their destiny.
Yeah, that's right. They'll all compete on one occasion. We take the top 10 back tonight for the Championship Monster Energy round. They will go through the bull draft to select the bull that they'd like to ride. You've got to be out high in the high scores, though. You want to be out early to get the best of the bulls in that championship round.
Well, what I'm liking also is our international flavour. The Brazilians that we've got, Kenny Roger riding red hot. Luan Christian Camara is now back on Australian soil. He's going to have another tilt at that Australian Championship. But the long list of Cowboys goes on. Is there anyone in particular, Morgs, that you've got your eye on?
Oh, I think Boston Leather, he's going to take a lot of beating, a Cowboy from Calliope, Queensland. He won the title in 2024. He's drawn from the Lazy G Rodeo Company, a bull called Chavez. It is going to be tough. If he can get out around that corner, keep up over the bull, ride that outside shoulder, and of course, be there when that 8-second whistle blows. I'm looking for him in the short round.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to watch that ride, no doubt. Well, folks, we're about to get things underway here and now. Are you ready for the PBR? Well, I'm afraid we need to be much louder than that. Are we ready for the PBR?
PBR fans, it's time to get your day sheet. Pull out your phones, scan that QR code on the big screen right now, and you will get a link straight to our day sheet. This is the list of the Cowboys, the order in which they will be bucking, the bulls that they have drawn. Follow along, keep an eye out for your favourite bull rider. Scan your day sheet now with the QR code on the big screen.
I've been having dreams about falling in love. It feels so real, but nobody is here when I wake up. Do you know my name? The devil's in the detail. I'm a natural born killer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready to meet the Cowboys of the PBR? Well, as we get set to get underway tonight, there are a group of young men, the Teenage Challenger Division. These are the Cowboys vying for the opportunity in 2027 to be appearing on our PBR tour. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in the Challenger Division from Willow Tree, Carl Sternbeck, from Burrawa, Darcy Fogg, and twin brother from Willow Tree, Cody Sternbeck, from Sawyers Gully, Jordan Brett, From the dual Queensland, Tards Everingham. And from North Queensland, from Weber, North McGilray. From Jindabyne, Callan Golby. And from Cairns, North Queensland, Travis Salam Kulata. Well, in each of our major sports, we then bring into you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Ram contenders. Welcoming back to Nowra for 2026, let's welcome from Singleton, John O'Cooling. From Windella, Josh Grant. And the first of our Brazilians, Pereira Barritas, Luan Christian Kamada. From Cootamundra, Cody Hodgson. From Nowra, Bryn Francis. From Broomsby, Brumby Brandenburg. And from Oberon, New South Wales, Charlie Bailey. From Walker, Tyson Smith. From Calliope, Boston Leather. From Athol, Queensland, Clay Hall. From Nowra, Queensland, Dawson Fodden. From Dungog, Toby Leake. And from Bolden, Victoria, Toby Collins. From Dungog, Thomas Hudson. From Oberon, Jack Rollinson. From Tumut, Dylan Weir. And all the way from Townsville, Lane Hainesh Bowen. From Rio Branco, Alison Aguiar. From Bungendara, Queensland, Thomas Triplett. From Calliope, Ben Bode. From Proserpine, Kai Bagheero. From Tamworth, Colby Edgar. From Willow Tree, Clint Luss. And from Tura, Victoria, let's welcome Kelsey Pavlo. Well, as we have made the contenders and the challengers, tonight it gives me great pleasure to welcome into the arena the All-Stars team. And the first of that team competing here tonight is only 19 years of age. He's the current leader in the 2026 PBR Championship. He won the PBR in Toowoomba, meat stock champion, 19 years of age. Let's give it up for Ethan Costa. The next of our All-Stars team is a young man, 24 years of age, from Athol, Queensland. He was the 2023 Rookie PBR Champion. Has career earnings exceeding $70,000. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Zane Hall. Well, as we move on down, as the international flavour arrives here in Nowra, this man in the twilight years of his professional bull riding career, at 32 years of age, from Iowa, Solteria, Brazil, he arrived here in Australia in February this season. He has been a champion at Farmfest, second at Meatstock, second at Gregory Hills, second at Toowoomba. Ladies and gentlemen, has now moved to the number 2 spot in Australia. Let's welcome the international Brazilian, Kenny Roger. However, the one man that stands taller than any, 31 years of age, from Ariba, North Queensland. Here is the 2025 PBR champion. He's now the number 1 PBR champion of 2026, with career lifetime earnings of $379,000 as a professional bull rider. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ariba, Queensland, let's give it up to Kurt Shepherd. Ladies and gentlemen, at this very delicate time in our professional bull riding entertainment, I'd like us all to be upstanding for a few moments. And gentlemen, if you can remove your headwear. Our Heavenly Father, we pause at this time, mindful of the many blessings you have bestowed upon us. We ask, Lord, that you'll be with us in this arena of life. We as cowboys do not ask for any special favors. However, we do ask, Lord, that you'll help us live our lives as cowboys in such a manner that when we make that last inevitable ride to the country up there where the grass grows lush green and stirrup high, and the water runs cool, clear, and deep, that you will take us by the hand and say, "Welcome to heaven, cowboy. Your entry fees are paid." Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please remain standing, I'd like to welcome into the arena a young man that is only 10 years of age. He's been busking at the Country Music Festival in Tamworth the last 3 years. He's a country music lover, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Hunter Harding.
Australians, us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and well for toil. Our home is God by sea. For we are gonna be in history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair, in joyful strains, and let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Well, what a beautiful voice.
Bull riding, the toughest sport on dirt. How's it scored? First, the basics. The athlete must stay on the bull for 8 seconds. The clock starts when the bull's shoulders or hips have cleared the chute. The athlete must ride with only one hand gripping the bull rope. The clock will stop when the rider loses his grip from the bull rope, or when any part of his body hits the ground before the 8-second ride is over. If that happens, the result is a no score. If he touches the bull or any part of his own body with the free hand or arm before the 8-second ride is over, the rider is disqualified. The athlete's ride and the bull's performance are judged separately. Officials score the bull on how hard the bull bucks, how high he kicks, power, speed, and direction change. Athletes are scored by their control, rhythm, and how they match movement with the bull. If a rider wants to earn extra points, they can do so by pulling their leg away from the bull to demonstrate control. There are a total of 100 points available for a qualified ride. That is 50 points for the rider and 50 points for the bull. An average score will be in the 80s, where an exceptional ride will be in the 90s. Judges may award a re-ride for various reasons, such as a foul, or if the bull underperforms. The athlete with the highest accumulated point total from the entire event becomes the winner.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time that we welcome in the Ariat officials. I'd like to welcome our arena director, Mr. Mick Gray, the arena judges of our competition, Mr. Clayton Lane and Dean Pace,
And I think we should also get those 4 men out here into the middle. The Angels of the Dirt. I'm talking about our PBR Snowy River Caravan Protection athletes. Please welcome out Cooper Fatherow, Eric Richardson, Josh Burks, and Zach Marr. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start things off with our Challenger Series, and that's why we've got young Cooper Fatherow out there as well to help the lads. We're going to work our way down the list, so it is time for the Challenger Series, brought to you by Dittman Bucking Bulls.
Well, it's going to be exciting times ahead in this round of the competition as we get set to go with the Challenger Division. This event is for competitors 17 and 18 years of age. And boy, haven't we got a lineup of very talented and skillful young men. They are looking to earn their right and compete on the PBR Tour in 2026. In this event, we look at the names, the Cowboys and the contestants. Kids like Jordan Brett won the Rising Star Division earlier, and he has the ability, as long as you're 17 years of age, you are eligible to ride out in this round of the competition.
Yeah, that's right. We've actually got a cut-off there, though, Morgs, where once they've earned a certain amount of money, they can't compete. They've got to step up. But right now, we're going to watch this young cowboy, Darcy Fogg. Come on, here we go. Candy Paint. What a way to start. Come on, Darcy. Oh, no.
Well, this is where our protection athletes move forward. What an amazing job to start the proceedings here tonight from our protection athletes, Eric Richardson, Josh Burks, Zach Marr, and Cooper Fatherow.
Yeah, look at young Cooper there, how he jumped in. You're going to see it on our Snow River Caravan replay. Darcy's come off the side, couldn't get his feet back up to take weight off the rope. So it looks like a great start here, obviously, for him. Things are going great, but unfortunately, he's come down the wrong side. He's got to get his weight up to release that knot. And here our boys go to work just to distract the bull and try and help. Wow, that is tough.
Well, we're going to move down to the next of our competitors. This time it'll be the contestant Cody Sternbeck. Now, the bull that he's drawn is a bull called Shoot to Thrill from the K3F Farley Bucking Bulls. This bull has only been ridden once in the competition by his brother Kyle Sternbeck. He'd like to go one better here tonight, get the second man around that corner looking good. Hey folks, ride with him. Ride forward, cowboy, let's get it done.
The green lights are up. Cody Sternbeck made it to the whistle. He's come down. He's come down awkwardly actually here. The boys are trying to help him out. He's in all sorts. Look at our paramedics have a look at him. 77 is the score the judges have awarded him. We're just having a look here at a great ride, like you said there, Morgs. He well forward, great position, fighting every way through that ride. It's a dismount here for young Cody. That's, oh dear, down on that knee.
Well, let's hope that he's not sustained any serious injuries throughout the process. We are going to move on. We're going to roll on through the competition. Contestant we're going to see this time will be Jordan Brett. Well, this is a young man from Sawyers Gully, 17 years of age. Earlier tonight, in the Junior Academy, he won the Rising Star Division. Now, he's riding from the Bisley Workwear Opportunities Chute. New bull from the K3F Farley Bucking Bulls. What I can tell you, if Jared Farley brings this bull down from Cessnock, you can pretty much guarantee he's been bred from professional genetics that'll ensure this bull performs.
Yeah, well, this is a great opportunity. Exactly why this Challenger Series is here. The PBR had a look at it and realised that the jump from our Rising Stars into the PBR Open it's just a bit of too big a leap. So this Challenger Series has come about to allow cowboys like this to ease in. So Jordan Britt, he's still young enough to be in the Rising Stars, but he's decided he wants to step up into the Challenger and see how he goes. He's trying to fast track his way so that when he turns 18, he's going to be on the PBR Tour with all those boys.
Well, it's one of the greatest assets, given these young boys the opportunity to ride both in the Rising Stars and then sneak into the Challenger Series, because it is a massive leap when you ride from the junior division, Rising Stars at 17, 18 years of age, and then you've got to go straight back into them open bulls that they're going to be marking 44 and 45 points. It breaks their spirit, breaks their heart, and of course, unless we foster and develop these kids at a young age, we're not going to have the depth that we have on the international circuit right now. And while we're filling the gap, you know, there's 3 Australians right today competing on Release the Beast Tour in the USA for $3.2 million.
Oh, it's awesome here. The PBR Australian champ gets a $100,000 bonus check. Like, we think that's pretty awesome. But over there right now, they're competing for a $1 million bonus check. So in total, with all that round money across, like you said, $3.2 million. I know what you'd do with the money there, Morgs.
Absolutely, absolutely. However, it just goes to show that the work the PBR Tour does in Australia, it is a great grounding to develop our young Australian athletes to compete on the international circuit.
Yeah, so as we've seen, there was a bit of trouble there in that Bisley workwear chute. So they've rolled the line across here to Taj Everingham. Mick Gray, our arena director, said, you know what, while we're waiting, it's a cold night, the boys are warmed up. Taj, are you ready? He's got Eminem, the bull from K3F Farley bucking bulls. And we don't know a lot about this bull. We know a lot about this cowboy, ain't he? Is class.
Well, he is. He's been riding quite regular on our rodeo circuit. We saw him in Bow Desert back in February. He was 74 in that occasion, 79 in the short round. Tamworth, it was also back late last season in October, 72 points there. We saw him in Mackay, North Queensland, and Bloomsbury. Taj Everingham sliding up, chasing the lead at this point of time, 77. Little bull fades right back left, and man, builds a little momentum. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you as our audience to put our hands together for this young man, Taj Everingham.
Jeez, there, Cooper Favreau took a big hit. Josh Burks came around to help him as well, and he found himself licking the arena fence just to get out of trouble. The power here of Eminem on that spin, he just flung him off. And then here we go, boom, one into the ribs.
It's all about learning the process. It can be a little tough being a protection athlete. He's one of our apprentices here this weekend. He's working under the watchful eye of Eric Richardson, Josh Burks, and Zach Marr.
Well, it's Carl Sternbeck, Willow Tree, New South Wales. For those of you watching at home, you are on our Watch PBR Australia app. You can get onto those shoot cameras and you can be viewing the action the way you choose it. 302 from Throsby and Russell bucking bulls. Kyle out. Here it is. Let's go, Kyle. Come on, into the hand. Oh!
Oh, look at that time, 7.98 seconds.
Wow.
No.
Whoa. What do we do here?
I think he's going to ask the judges to review that.
Well, I think the judges just decided, you know what? We are going to review that automatically because 7.98, it's oh so close here.
Well, that was a great recovery on that occasion. The bull rocked him into his hand. Watch as he leaves the chute. Rocked him sideways. The momentum shifted. Now he had to regather, square up. But once he got him back into his office, into his hand, things were looking good. Just a little slow towards the end of the ride. And, of course, coming back to the monitor, our judge looks and reviews that. Cowboy up. We're going to have a score.
Cowboy up. Wasting no time, Clayton Lane, our review judge tonight. I have a feeling that he's going to be up and down out of that seat quite often.
Well, we're going to move on to our next competitor, 75. It was on that occasion 75. So the Sternbeck boys sitting number 1 and number 2 at this competition.
Well, Jordan Britt's got a jump on us. Come on, Jordan, nameless. Here's the bull. Well, Jordan Britt put so much effort and work in. Nameless got into the spin, flattened out, and Jordan Britt, like a UFC fighter, put him to sleep. $73.6.
Well, that's going to roll him into third place. He's having a very good day here this weekend. Jordan, 73.6, will sit him in the top 3 at this early stage.
Yeah, that was so good to see. Well, here we are. North McGilvray. There he is, North McGilvray from Weipa, Queensland. Tell you what, all the way from Weipa, I did have a little look at the weather app and check the temperature in Weipa at the moment, and I can tell you it's a good 25 degrees warmer up there than it is right here.
Well, I tell you what, the one thing for sure and for certain, it'll be around about 32, 34 degrees up there at present, right up in the Gulf country. And it's amazing that we've got so many representatives from North Queensland, from Weipa, from Cairns, made the journey down here this weekend. And then, of course, we bring up the Southerners, the boys from Sawyers Gully, Jindabyne, Willow Tree, all competing tonight in our Challenger Series. Chasing our leader in the competition, Cody Sternbeck sits on top, 77. Twin brother Kyle Sternbeck in number 2 spot, 75. Jordan Brett from Sawyers Gully rounding out the top 3.
Well, here he is, North, down here in Nowra. But he's here on the Challenger Series at the PBR. I mean, this is what it's about. An opportunity for those Cowboys to come along to a PBR event. Roll the sleeve up and have a go. Here he is, North's in. Oh dear. Batman turned back around and put a shot on North. How about you put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for that Cowboy from Weipa. Watch our Snow River Caravan replay here. Out to the right, whack.
Well, that's a little bull we're going to watch in the years to come, because he's from the K3F Farley Bucking Bulls, probably only about 2 years of age, weighs about 550 kilos. He is going to be something big in another 12, 18 months.
Well, that was a brutal, brutal ride there for North, so we'll keep an eye on him, make sure he's okay. All right, Callum Golby here from Jindabyne, New South Wales. Just up the road.
Well, it's down in the high country. Jindabyne gets a little cool for you Queenslanders. I'll tell you what, you've got to be a little tough to live in Jindabyne. That's where the great bull riders come from.
Well, we are about to see it. Spider-Man, K3F Farley Bucking Bulls is the bull. We've had Batman, now we've got Spider-Man. It's a superhero theme at the moment. And Callan Golby is yet to sort of make his mark here in the Challenger Series. Only 20 years young, this young fella.
Yeah, well, I saw him down at Lardner Park in Victoria back in March of this year. He competed down there unsuccessfully. He was down at Mestock. Also, another one of the opportunities for these young men last season. Now, tonight, he's going to have to be better than 77 if he's to take the lead in the competition. Another one of the young bulls, Spider-Man. This is going to be a real wrap-it-up round with only a couple left to go in this division. Let's do this. Well, you know what? Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the young man. He came, he tried. Tonight tonight was not to be his evening. Well, just bailed out of there, shifted the momentum down to the inside, but then it was all but done. Up to the protection athletes to wrap things up, and our young man crawls to safety. Well, should only be one final contestant warming and burning a little rosin into that bull riding rope. You see the process on our big screen. Young man, we are going to welcome down from Cairns, 20 years of age, Travis Salam Kulata.
Well, from Cairns, from Weeper, I mean, our Cowboys are travelling here for this PBR Challenger Series, which we love to see. The Beagle from Swain Cattle Company. I don't think we should be fooled by the name The Beagle. I have no doubt the Swain Cattle Company would bring a bull that is a little more fearsome than a cute, cuddly beagle.
Well, Andrew Swain, of course, the backbone of the Swain Family Cattle Company. He has, with his two sons in the last couple of seasons, bred some outstanding bulls. We'll see some in the Championship Monster Energy round later on tonight. But the Beagle, he's a muley. He has no horns. He's a colourful crossbred bull. But boy, oh boy, he's athletic. Here we go. The Beagle's on. Man, oh man, this young kid comes a riding.
Oh. Wow. He does have the colourings of a beagle, but man, Travis, you can hold your head high there. Look at this ride. Snow River replay here, Morgs.
Well, look at this young man, a long, long way from home, from one end of Australia to the other. He got around that corner good. Just got to keep that free hand up behind his head when he's spinning back into his hand like that. May have just got a little radical with that outside foot. Pulled a little high, bull slipped in under it at 5.83 seconds. Well, let's turn our attention to the leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Challenger Series leaderboard competition, and it looks like this. Cody Sternbeck, 77 points. Twin brother indeed, Kyle Sternbeck, the boys from Willow Tree, 75 in second. And from Sawyer's Gully in the Hunter Valley, Jordan Britt, 73.6. Well, that is going to wrap up the Challenger Series leader here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And my good friend, wow, we got a bull taking a little control of the situation in the main arena. And you know what? When you weigh about 900 kilos, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do. When it's his turn to stand out and declare himself, of course, then he'll leave when he's ready. We've got coming up, of course, the first round of the championship. The first round of the big guns about to explode here in the arena. We might bring the Beagle back in, get these bulls back. Do an amazing job, our protection athletes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the arena's clear. It is safe for my good friend and co-host, Simon Mallory, to bring in our winner of the competition, ladies and gentlemen. It is Cody Sternbeck.
Yeah, look, I feel terrible here, Morgs. I'm making Cody come out of sick bay. He's out the back there with our medics. Cody, look, first things first, mate, congratulations. What happened with the knee?
I just landed on a bit awkward and it's just painful now.
So, initial reports, is it okay? Have we done anything sinister?
Probably just the odd injury happened again.
All right, mate. Look, you and your brother, a lot of people might not know here, you're twin brothers, but it's tit for tat. Must be nice to get one up in the Challenger Series and get one up over him.
Yeah, it's good to get a bit closer to him in the standards now.
You're riding well. It's great stuff to see you in the sport. Keep it up, mate. All the best. One more time, folks. Get loud. Cody Sternbeck in the Challenger Series here at Nowra.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight to round one, matchup section one here tonight. And let's look to the big screen. Toby Collins, Moulton Victoria, takes on the Maltman's Juggernaut. Jack Rollinson, Oberon, Midnight Special. That's from the Brian Scott team. Kai Bagheero. All the rage is something I'm looking forward to in this round of the competition. And of course, the Brazilians well and truly in this competition. Dawson Fodden, Asmodeus, Lane Hanish Bowen, Cash Club. We got Clay Hall with Mr. Colourful, and you know him, Kelsey Pablo.
Fame and Fortune is the bull. It's a great looking section of bull riding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We're going to get into it. Round one, section one, brought to you by Ringer's Western Hats, the official cowboy hat of the PBR.
Well, we're going to start the action for the Molden Victoria bull rider. 33 years young, in the prime of his bull riding career, Toby Collins. Now, this young man spent about 12 years in the United States of America. He competed in the roughest and toughest sport on earth, right down there in Texas, traveled exclusively for that 12-year period, came back, was married about 2 years ago, beautiful wife, and they make their home at Molden, Victoria these days. Tonight, he's drawn a bull called the Maltman's Juggernaut.
Yeah, 2 from 2 this bull. 2 from 2, 2 out, been ridden twice. Toby Collins, he has found some form. We saw him there in Sydney last weekend. He is just putting some great, strong bull rides together. Obviously, a great cowboy. He knows how to ride these bulls, and a bull like this, I'd be leaning towards the cowboy. But now, let's get loud. Let's know we're here to party. Come on, Toby, get to work.
Well, he's making hard work of it, but now he's back around the opposite. Man, oh man, his upper body's picture perfect. What a way to start tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for the boy from Molden, Victoria.
Oh, wow, Morgs, this is experience. This is absolute experience. Toby Collins doesn't get the best start on the Snow River Caravan replay. We're going to see it, but he fights his way back in. 82.2 of the numbers.
Well, one thing about you cannot replace experience. There may be younger guys, there may be young men that can ride flashy, but this guy rides with skill. The 20 years he's been riding in the sport of Australian rodeo competition, right there in the PBR competition. They've rewarded him tonight with a score of 82.2 and hopefully books his ticket in the Monster Energy Championship round.
Oh, that is fantastic. Our DJ is warming this night up. All right, folks, Jack Rowlandson is the cowboy in their Monster Energy Buck and Shoot Midnight Special from Diamond S Bucking Bulls. Come on, Jack. You got to go it. Come on. Stay with it. Stay with it. Take him all the way.
Well, they've come for some of the $20,000 in prize money. Now, this bull has 2 trips. He can be very, very hard and tough to ride. However, Jack got out around that corner, met him at the outside, and man, oh man, it was stylish. Let's watch the replay. This is Copy Bick style. Now, the bull gets a lot of air in the front end, but boy, comes away from his riding hand can be a little difficult. However, keeping up off his pockets, keeping forward of that power, and man, it's what it takes to be a championship. 84.6, that now becomes our highest score, 84.6.
Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. We are truly lighting it up here in Nowra. Kai Bagheero, he's got a seat. Let's go, all the rage. Oh, dear.
Well, from the time that gate cracked open, that bull had a trap. That bull had a plan mentally. Got him down on the inside of the spin, and man, when you get out of shape like that, there's no place to recover. 2.4, we'll see this. This bull thinks, you watch, he's one step, jumps back to it. Right into his office, set it up nicely for the Proserpine champion. Had a great win down at the Gregory Hills Bull Riding Championship, but not tonight.
No, not to be there for young Kai Bagheero. You'd be disappointed in that moment. All right, from Nowra, Queensland, Dawson Foden. Now, this cowboy's 19 years young. Again, starting to find a little bit of form back there at that Toowoomba meat stock. He's got a bit of work to do in 26, but this is his year. This is his chance. Asmodeus from the Swain Cattle Company. I hope I've said that right. He's been bucked out 7 times on the PBR Tour. Only one cowboy could do it, and that cowboy was Boston Leather. So it's a quality cowboy taking on a quality bull. Can Dawson Foden match it? Can he be a kid to put his name up in lights, to be one that we need to be looking for at the business end of the year come Townsville in November?
Well, this young man has certainly stepped up to the plate in recent times. We saw high scores from him at the Garden City in Toowoomba. He was also very, very popular at Bow Desert back in February. He rode the Kinky Ninja for 82.3. Can he build on it? Keep the momentum moving. Out and around, good. Staying square, looking sharp. Folks, you've got to ride with him. Make a little noise. Come on, let's ride this one.
What is happening in Nowra tonight? 3 out of 4. Get those hands together.
Well, that is what we look. A good, strong start. He was representing the Monster Energy matchups on that occasion and got it done. We've got a score coming through, 82.7. 82.7.
Yeah, what a great feeling. He had to work hard early. Yes, that sound that we are hearing is a sound of a V8 Hemi engine from our Ram truck partners. How good is that sound? It just makes you want to get in the driver's seat.
Well, it'd be nice to be driving one of them back up to the country music city tonight, I can tell you. However, I'll be driving my little Volkswagen, and I'll tell you what, we will be taking about 12 hours to get there. Let's move down to our next contestant from Townsville, North Queensland. 24 years of age, Lane Hainish-Bowen. And the bull that he's drawn is from the Swain Cattle Company. This is Cash Club. Has been out 11 times, only ridden twice.
Well, I can't get familiar with this bull. I just don't understand what Cash looks like these days. But this bull is full of it, apparently. Cash Club from Swain Cattle Company. Lane is all the way from Townsville, North Queensland, about to go to work. Oh, dear.
Well, to his expectations, I can assure you that young man would be a little disappointed. I know Lane personally. He can ride a lot better than that, and when he looks at the replay, he's going to have to go backstage, regroup, regather. That just bull beat him out of there. Simple fact is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He should have ridden that bull. Yeah. Disappointing. 1.68 seconds.
Just got a little relaxed, perhaps. I mean, it's a brutal sport. You've only got 8 seconds to sort of make your mark. And, oh, well, a cowboy that's definitely making their mark at the moment. Clay Hall from Athol, Queensland. They saw his brother there earlier at the start being talked about. This is a brother that now is starting to put a bit of a stamp on things. Last weekend there down in, well, up at Sydney Meatstock, he had a monster ride on the bull called Yeti for 84.3.
Well, the bull that he's drawn tonight is from the Colin Fry string, CF7 bucking bulls, Mr. Colourful. Now, this bull to this point of time has never been ridden. Recently of this season, we saw him buck down Brumby McQuirter up there in Bow Desert back in February. 2 months later in Toowoomba, he took down one of our real stars in Clint Glass for a no score. He would like to reset, regroup, and get a qualified score. Saw him qualify in the big guns there in Sydney. Got on Man Glitter in the short Monster Energy round.
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to this. This is a good matchup. Clay Hall, he's got a great cowboy position when he's in the moment. Come on, Clay, stay with it. Oh, dear. Well, Mr. Colourful clearly had other thoughts. And, you know, that is a quality cowboy again. That's 2 now that we've seen find the sand here in Nowra.
Well, he was out of there strong. Boy, gets a lot of air in that front end.
I mean, Mr. Colourful looks like he's come from bigger. Been with the dairy cows.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're bred from different genetics all over the world these days, and scientifically improved. It's like they're AI-'d, to believe it or not. They get that good, they're that big and strong.
Well, this is a cowboy that is big and strong. Kelsey Pablo, Tour of Victoria. Fame and Fortune is the bull. Now, if Kelsey can put a ride together here and so that he gets a chance at that short go later, Fame and Fortune could be his. Right now, Kelsey, he's kind of had a mixed year. He's sort of had flashes of the Kelsey we know, and then he's come oh so close every time. But I think the way he's been riding of late, the fire in his eyes, he's looking fit, he's looking ready. Tour of Victoria Cowboy, Kelsey Pablo up against CF7 Bucking Bulls, Fame and Fortune.
Well, this is another unridden bull in the competition. Got Nas Melizos. Boy, oh boy, there's a bull with lightning speed. Man, oh man, he just built on it. Gained the momentum as the ride went on. He's got both speed and intensity. When you've got a bull that bucks such as that one does, he's going to mark high in the competition. You wait and see. Judges' score will come through. It'll be solid. Was not wasting any time for the Victorian champion, Kelsey Pablo.
Custom designed for your adventures, to take the road less traveled, to discover this land's natural beauty. Engineered and tested for the rugged Australian environment. Experience more with Snowy River Caravans.
Well, let's look to the Monster Energy leaderboard here in Nowra. First section, it's Jack Rollinson leading the race with 84.6. Dawson Fodden moves into second with 82.7. And from Malden, Victoria, Toby Collins rounds out the top three scores with 82.2.
Hey, Morgs, I'm just going to grab your attention real quick because I'm here in our tent, and for those fans of you that may be aware, we have actually developed some pretty cool tech. You can see the cameras on the back of the chutes. We are now paired up with Sports AI, and we have got live streaming with the addition of 3D cameras. Now, you don't need one of these headsets, but I want to give you an understanding of what this looks like. So right now, you can sit there and you can watch it live, or you can actually have a quick look back here at the way our over the chutes are. I've got to get my hands right so you can see it all. But basically, this is an app where you can jump in and you can view any of the past events or all the other events. But I'll give you a quick look here now at our Mackay event. Wow, this is going great. I can tell it right now. For those of you at home, you'd be very familiar with this. We'll have a quick look here at Thomas Hudson on the night train. And he is also there. It's all the viewing for you. You can interact your way throughout the whole thing. You've got barrel camera hits as well, which are pretty amazing. So here we are, left exit gate. I'm going to give you a little look at what this 360 world looks like. So you choose your own action. You can see the bull riding up close in your world. So check it out. If you don't know where it is, get onto your App Store, get onto Google Play, and you can be sitting there watching live all the people and all the crowd like you're part of the action. Something pretty cool, something pretty unique. I suggest you check it out.
The time has come for something big. An experience like never before. Don't just watch it. Step inside the pit. Are you ready?
Well, these matchups look fantastic for Section 2. We're going to kick it off with our Brazilian Kenny Roger. He is on top, right in red hot. Brummy Brandenburg, that's the cowboy up after him. He's got Scarface. Josh Grant as well is going to try and get his tour ignited on White Knight. Ben Bode, looking forward to that, him and Pirate.
Yeah, and then we bring more Brazilians back in. Alison Aguiar, Gold Digger. Thomas Hudson, last year's champion on Jack Black. Tyson Smith with Double Addiction, and John O'Cooling from Singleton, Billy Ray.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Round 1, Section 2, brought to you by Bisley Workwear, the official workwear of the PBR.
Well, here's the man that is climbing that mountain, Kenny Roger. Here is the boy from Iowa Solteria, arrived here in Australia back in February, but since that time, his achievements have been endless. He was a champion at Meatstock. He placed second in Sydney, Lardner Park. He was second in Toowoomba. Goes on and on. He is like a poker machine. He pulls the handle and the money comes through. Kenny Roger tonight, what a bull, Silver Bullet. It is indeed CF7 from the Bucking Bulls. That's Colin Fry brings down this one. The bull was ridden at Gregory Hills by Leith Malone, the young Mariba champion. He was also ridden by Donnie Rutherford in Bow Desert for 85.7. So it's all doable. It's achievable for the Brazilian champion.
You look down the list of this Cowboys' latest run here on the PBR Tour in Australia, and it has been pure dominance. Even the rides where you think he should be fine in the dirt, he hangs on. He has got grit in his stomach. And I mean, that's what they do. They ride for money. This is a livelihood back in Brazil. And if you don't ride, you don't eat. But Kenny Rogers, mate, he is eating. He's eating oysters and caviar every night. But I love the way this cowboy goes about his work.
Well, a lot of people and a lot of our fans tonight wouldn't understand. Many of these boys come from nearly what we call a third world country. Whereas if you want to be successful and you want to feed your family, one of the greatest ways you can do it is riding bulls and hanging on for 8 seconds. So these boys will not open that hand. They will not hit the eject button early. It's all about the fittest survive and survival of the fittest. And of course, that is how they feed their families. Kenny Roger, now in the prime of his years, at 32 years as a professional bull rider.
Yeah, strong cowboy, Silver Bullet. 3 times he's bucked out, and the Cowboys have been able to do it, as you said. But they've been good Cowboys, though. Donnie Rutherford, Leith Malone, poor old Silver Bullet keeps drawing these weapon of bull riders. So we'll see how Kenny Roger goes about it. He's obviously a left-handed bull rider, but with the bull going left, the bull going right, it doesn't seem to faze Kenny yet. Haven't seen many flaws in his technique. He can do it all.
Well, his technique is a little different to a lot of others. You know, you can see where, corrections can be made, but what he does, he just does not let go. And it's something that you've got to have that big heart, you've got to have that positive mental attitude and that will to win. And no matter how stylish you are, it means nothing if you check out early. This guy does not check out early.
That Monster Energy bucking shoot, Silver Bullet. He's playing a few games there on Kenny, not allowing him to get his leg up nice and close. So he's going to try and coach him to sort of get up and get on his feet. McGray, our arena director, having a good look inside the chute as well. Keeping a close eye on proceedings. All eyes on Kenny. This is that moment, though, where the Cowboys got to have every opportunity to get a good seat before the gate even opens. But that can be difficult.
Well, we're getting close. This bull brings a lot of that forward motion. Let's see if he does it tonight. Out and around into the office, face, left, back, right. Kenny Roger hanging. Come on, folks. There it is. That is that copybook Traitman performance.
Come on now, or you can be louder than that. Give that Brazilian some love.
Well, you don't often get a world champion Brazilian bull rider in our country of Nowra Nowra, but tonight 80.2 for his efforts, 80.2.
Look at this Snowy River Caravan replay, Morgs. It was all going left and then into his hand, and it went away from his hand. But then this spin, the inertia generated in this moment, and Kenny was working overtime to keep himself in the centre.
Well, as we said, it's all about staying positive, staying in the moment. He did that for the 8 seconds. Whether or not, this is the only thing that I'd be a little cautious of. At this early stage, he's already down in 4th spot, and this event has only just started. We only take 10 back for the Monster Energy Championship round. However, let's move forward. Let's move to Bloomsbury, North Queensland for 28-year-old Brumby Brandenburg.
Yeah, this is it. Brumby's opportunity. Scarface, CF7 bucking bulls, bring us this bull. These 2 times we've seen him, and no cowboy's been able to get the job done yet. But Brumby owes himself one. Last weekend, he was rather dirty on his performance, and you saw the way he carried on after it. He knows he missed it. So in his mind, he knows he can get it. And this is a chance for him. From Bloomsbury, Queensland, Scarface the bull, Brumby Brandenburg the bull rider. Let's go to work, Brumby.
Well, last time we saw him appear was down at Lardner Park in Victoria. He rode a bull called Jack Smith for 81.2. Let's build on it. Let's get it done. Boy, he got a little long out of there. Man, oh man, our protection athletes are wearing the full blunt of it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for that young man. We expect so much more from our athletes. Disappointing at the 2.95.
Oh man, the Snow River replay here. We're going to see a couple of hits. Brumby going down, and then, oh man. Oh, dear, dear. Zach Marr getting one under the armpit. No doubt Burks and Richardson will let him know about that one. Here we are, Josh Grant, White Knight. Wasting no time. That big bucking bull from Farley Caban Partnership.
Well, I tell you what, at 1.21 seconds, Josh was out of there. Just lost that hold with that right foot, slipped straight up over. There was absolutely all the pressure on his riding hand, and unfortunately, the list goes on and on for the young man, that time from Windella here in New South Wales.
Not to be for him tonight. Well, here we go. Benbow, this is one we looked at with that matchup earlier. We went through the list. Calliope, Queensland, Cowboy, Pirate is the bull. Now, Benbow, he is as tall as a day is long, strong as an ox. And he's one of those cowboys as well that's had that intermittent season so far. But there were flashes of brilliance of the old Benbow. We know, and I say old, he's only 22 years old. But Ben Bodie's got the goods.
Well, he seems like he's been around for an eternity. 22 years of age. He was the State of Origin bull riding champion there in Newcastle 2 seasons back. The bull that he's drawn is a bull that really came to my attention there last week down in Sydney. KF3 bull called Pirate. Here he is, the elevation, the attitude. Man, oh man, he is going to be something special. Pirate now goes 2 for 2 and has bucked off our former PBR Rookie of the Year in Ben Bode.
Now look, Ben Bode is just going to have to flick that switch, hit the reset button, get his bull riding season back on track. But man, Pirate, messy, scrappy, angry, like all good pirates should be.
Well, what he does, he brings his A-game to the arena each and every night, that little bull. As he really grabbed my imagination in Sydney a couple of weeks back. He was just like that, explosive into the arena, lots of intensity, and man, oh man, he delivered it 2 for 2 at this point of time.
Well, here we go, another Brazilian, Alison Agar from Rio Branco. Gold Digger is the bull. Now, Alison Agar, he is one of those Brazilian cowboys that can light up the night. If he puts a ride together here, his smile radiates across the room, and he will get us well and truly whipped into a frenzy. Gold Digger stands in his way. 4 times he's bucked out. No Cowboys had the recipe on Gold Digger yet.
Well, what he's going to have to do, he's going to have to beat this bull around the corner. It's critical to start this bull extremely strong. I looked down at the boys that he's bucked off in the last 4 or 5 rodeos. Dylan Weir bucked off in Lardner Park, Victoria. Dawson Fodden went down at Gregory Hills. And Troy Wilkinson, one of our former PBR champions of Australia, he was bucked off him back in February at the Scone PBR event. Trying to stay focused, Gold Digger from the Farley Bucking Bulls.
How appropriate the Bisley Workwear bucking chute is where the action is. Yeah, he looks like he's comfortable. He's had enough. Come on, Allison. Stay with it. Come on. Oh, dear.
Well, he gives you every opportunity. Got out around that corner. Allison generally rides. The brighter the lights, the bigger the stars. This young man thrives on that crowd participation, but not tonight. We go to the big screen, the PBR replay competition from Snowy River Caravans. Starts quite well. I thought he got around the first corner. I said it to be critical. It was good. However, this bull just built a little momentum, dropped his shoulder down onto that inside, and man, oh man, the centrifugal force brings him to the arena early tonight.
Yes, the Bisley Workwear bucking chute doing a job on our Brazilian. Well, here we go, folks. We're going to change the momentum. We need to start seeing some more bull rides. You guys up for that? I'd say this is a chance and an opportunity. A Dungog, New South Wales bull rider by the name of Thomas Hudson.
Well, this is the defending Nowra bull riding champion. Thomas Hudson lit up the stage here last year, 12 months ago, but tonight he's drawn a bull from the Farley team. This is Jack Black. Has not been ridden, threw down Clint Glass in Nowra last year. He got Nash Mellors off in Tamworth. This young man's going to have to reach deep down in his soul around those corners. Man, oh man, Blackjack, as he has delivered now 3 for 3, loves this arena, and it's not going to be the same finish for that young man, Thomas Hudson.
Well, we started off our first section of bull riding, well, positive. You know, we saw a great number of rides, 4 in fact, but right now, it's been a bucket of donuts in this section. So who's the cowboy that's going to stand tall? I reckon this cowboy right here is about to find out and hit the straps. He's going to reach down deep inside and pull himself back into form.
Well, I tell you one thing for sure and for certain. I know Tyson Smith has the ability. I've seen it time and time again. When you think he's down and out, he just reaches down and makes that 8-second ride and really steals the limelight. He's capable. He's responsible for being here for the 8 seconds. Deserves every opportunity, but a double addiction. A new bull from the Farley Bucking Bulls. One thing I know Jared quite well, he's a second-generation bull rider, and they will ensure this bull is every bit of 42 points, 43. He would not have brought this bull down unless he was totally satisfied that he's going to deliver.
Well, and Tyson's in that weird space at the moment where coming back from, here it is. Here, we'll watch the action now unfold. Come on, Tyson, stay in him. Stay in him now. Come on, Tyson. Hold on. Hold on.
Well, we're going to leave that. He went maybe momentarily early. We saw him reach down. Now, he may have sustained some injuries. Judges are going to review that stopwatch. Double addiction really did turn it on, and that is the type of form that I know Tyson's got. He can deliver. He was totally in control for the first 6.7 seconds. However, monitor judge, we'll take this up. We'll look at it, ensure that, man, oh man, he was doing some rounds. He was electric. But Tyson just appeared to go early for the tail. Whether or not he'd sustained another leg injury, his groin may have fallen.
Well, he's been plagued with injury, Tyson. Absolutely plagued with injury, and he's been trying to sort of rush himself back into the sport and just kept getting more injuries. But you're right, it seemed to be that Yeah, unfortunately, Cowboy down 7.87 seconds. How about you put your hands louder than that, folks? Tyson Smith, it looked like he was there, and as you said, he's reached down to the tail to pull that eject button and just a bit touch too early. Well, not to be. Well, hopefully we'll get a report from our medics that he will be okay, Tyson Smith, but they're taking a bit of concern looking at that quad of his and that knee. Well, we look at a Cowboy here, Jono Cooling from Singleton, New South Wales.
Well, the bull that he's drawn, this is Billy Ray from the Throsby and Russell bucking bulls out of the Hunter Valley. And the home of this young man is Singleton, so they're pretty much neighbours. At 32 years of age, Jono has travelled the PBR Tour for some 12 consecutive years. This bull has not ever been ridden. We saw him buck off Kybagero in Sydney, took down over-on champion Charlie Bailey at Scone back in February. So Jono's going to also have to produce something pretty special like our previous contestant. It's not going to be easy. He's going to have to turn the tables and stay in the zone.
Yeah, well, it's been fair to say so far. Well, we saw him took a time off from the sport there last year, and 2024 wasn't the year that he wanted, but it's early days into 2026. Even though the sun sets a little earlier and it gets a little colder, Jono Cooling tries to go to work on Billy Ray, but not to be tonight.
Well, that's unfortunate. Jono's going to have to go backstage tonight and regather his thoughts and prepare for next weekend's competition. They got him out on the ground at 1.84. 1.84.
Hey, Morgs, let me jump in here real quick because I'm out in the crowd and I've got our good friends from Bisley looking to give away a $250 workwear voucher. So I'm looking for my tradies. Where are the tradies at? I want this guy here. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you. Yeah, get up here. All right, he's sitting there. He's like, oh, I've got a beer in my hand. I'm ready to party. Get on over here, legend. All right, what's your name?
Will.
Will, what do you do for a crust, Will?
I'm a third-year chippy.
Oh, mate, we couldn't have landed on a better. So your eyesight's pretty good, Will?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, well, can you see the screen from here?
I can.
Okay, what I want you to do is watch that screen very carefully. We're going to put you through a magic shirt challenge for you to try and win this money. Are you happy to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Will.
You bet, that's why I said it. All right, So what we're going to look at, Will, Magic Shirt Challenge. We're going to bring 3 shirts up on the screen. The $250 voucher is hidden. So you saw where that shirt and where that voucher is. 1, 2, and 3. Will, your job is to follow that lit shirt. Are you guys going to help Will out? All right, Will, you ready to play?
Yeah.
He's in the zone. Oh, man. All right, Will, follow that shirt. Let's spin him around. Let's get some music underneath that for us as well, Brad. Let's see what we got. Spin him away. Oh. Here it goes. Spinning nicely. Oh. Oh, hang on. All right, it has landed. Shirts 1, 2, and 3. Will's looking around the crowd. All right, hang on. I'm going to get the crowd involved to see. Who thinks it should be shirt number 3? Oh, there's a few people, Will. Who thinks it should be shirt number 2? Who thinks it should be shirt number 1? Well, you're your own man, and I don't want you to fall for peer pressure. The crowd thinks 1, but you've been pretty confident it's number 1 as well, right?
I follow the crowd, number 1.
Number 1 is what Will wants to do. He wants to lock it in. Let's bring the shirts up on the big screen. Let's have a look if you are right. Number 1! Will, you have done it. The Bisley Workwear voucher is yours. That's how we play it, Morgs.
Well, let's go back to the Monster Energy leaderboard as we roll on through the night. It is Jack Rollinson leading the race, 84.6. Dawson Fodden rolls into second, 82.7. Toby Collins, the Victorian, 82.2. And the first, the Brazilians backing himself into the Monster Energy Championship round with 80.2. They are the leaders in the Monster Energy. Let's go to the matchups in section number 3. Clint Glass, Yell the Time. Dylan Weir with Dingus. Charlie Bailey with Pearl Snap. Colby Edgar from Tamworth, White Shadow. We've also got Boston Leather. Chavez, one that I backed in. Kurt Shepard with Bad Boy Brown. And Bryn Francis, one of our area champions, riding Hillbilly Bandit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for round 1, section 3, brought to you by Can-Am, the official off-road vehicle of the PBR!
Well, no better way to start the round in this section of the competition. They call him Splinter, affectionately known as one of the tough men in PBR competition. We've seen high scores in Sydney back in January 85. Lardner Park, he was 83.5 points. He has the bull over time from the Throsby and Russell team. Well, come on, Clint, let's get around that corner starting strong. Look at the air, look at the elevation. Stay up, stay up. Oh, man. Well, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Well, there's a lot to go through here. I mean, Clint Glass nearly had a nosebleed. He was that high in the sky.
Well, I think he's going to get the judge to review the start, because if this bull in any way, shape or form fails and forms, we are going to get the judge here. Of course, it'll be Clayton Lane, goes back to the monitor, and they play it milliseconds at a time. Milliseconds at a time. Now, we're waiting to see. He does nod for the bull, so that's all clear. This is the part whether he hooks a horn or hits that chute gate coming out. Clint Glass did well just to maintain good balance out of there. This is what they're going to review, the actual initial start in the competition.
Oh, well, it looks like he's giving him a re-ride, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Clayton, he'd seen enough. Early stages, another camera angle, but didn't need it. He was like, no, I know what's going on. I've seen enough of that.
Well, that's a good thing. In this particular sport, with that replay monitor, taking the different camera angles, the millisecond motion, and of course, from where I stand, from where I see it, it did appear in my eyes that it would be a rewrite. However, it's very, very important that we don't influence the judges. Let them, in their own time, make that official decision. We're getting set to go to Tumut, New South Wales.
Yeah, Dylan Weir, 25 years old, this cowboy. And, man, we have seen him absolutely firing last weekend. He was there just unstoppable. Then he ended up going up to Tumut to the rodeo there back home on the Saturday night. I mean, this cowboy can ride. Dingus from Throsby and Russell bucking bulls. It's a 1-for-1. Bucked out once, covered once. I got to say, I'm putting my $20 on Dylan here.
Well, the thing about this young man, I've watched and followed his career since he was a junior. This young man has ridden at some of the biggest rodeos in Australia, but PBR is another level. He's mentally got to be in the zone. He's got to believe that he can ride the unridables. If he can get that mental game right, I can assure you his style is good. He is a very, very confident built rider, but it's staying in the zone, being prepared for the battle.
Wow, look, you can see here in the area at Bucking Shoot, Dingus is going to have a little lay down on the job. Dylan Weir has to keep his composure while they try and get Dingus to sort of play along, but he's up to some tricks in that Bucking Shoot.
What he's got to do is try and get him to stand up nice and square in the chute. The bull's not cooperating too well. I saw this bull ridden only 2 weeks ago there in Sydney by Colby Edgar. He scored 83.1 on him. But Dylan, now what's happened, speaking to the arena director, Mick Gray, there in the centre, of course, has given him another opportunity to reset his equipment. The contractor will try and get the bull to stand better. Of course, here tonight, Throsby and Russell bucking bulls. And it is time to reset and regroup.
Look, this is probably something the folks at home need to think about too. There's a lot of strict procedures here underway. Only 3 hands there at the time on that bull riding rope. So having a look over there, he's called on the protection athlete to jump up and take some tension for him while he could get his wrap right. And then our contractor obviously just sort of keeping a loose rope there to keep Dingus on his feet. But Dylan looks like he's happy now. He takes his shot, shoots it back. Come on, Dylan. Stay with him. Stay with him. You got him. You got him. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Well, that's a positive game that he needed to bring. He knows, he nods his head. That's what we talk about, staying in the zone, being mentally prepared. I've seen him do that year after year at the biggest events in Australia, that when you come to PBR, you're riding against some of the world's best. Tonight, how's this, Dylan? 84.6 takes him right to the top in competition with Jack Rollinson.
I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but Dylan Weir is got to be one of those red-hot favourites for Cowboy of Origin with Team New South Wales. He is confident, he is strong, and he is looking first class. Another cowboy that can feed off the back of that. Charlie Bailey from Oberon, New South Wales. Another New South Welshman in the bucking shoot. Pearl Snap is the bull from Throsby and Russell bucking bulls.
Well, this is another young man that needs to build some momentum. Has not been the best year in 2026. I know from this young man's experience, he can be good. Charlie Bailey, now that's the start you've got to cowboy up a little on. Stay on, Charlie. Bear down. Oh,
whoa. We got a green light. It's saying cowboy up, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that just may be the confidence he needs.
Well, they're saying a reride option, but I think we'll see what the judges' score are here for Charlie. He's got a bit to think about because, as you said, only 10 can make it through. Right now with Charlie, 82 points for Charlie Bailey. And we'll wait to see. He's going to take the score, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's rolled him into number 5 spot at this stage. A little off the pace, however. in a 2-round competition, anything is possible. That is going to see him amongst our leaders if he gets back to that short round.
Well, a Cowboy here, that is another one that's sort of hitting some straps, finding some form. Colby Edgar from Tamworth, New South Wales. Tell you what, he is a big, tall fella as well and super strong. And he is only 20 years, so he's got a lot of bull riding ahead of him. White Shadow is the bull.
Well, this young man left the country music city there about 2.5 years ago. He lived in the United States of America, spent 2 years at Solis College over there, and of course arrived back here in Australia at Christmas time. He figured, I'm old enough now, I've got the technique, I've got the knowledge, I just need to apply myself to the trade. White Shadow from the Lazy G Pacalis partnership, 13 trips, only ever ridden once by Kai Bagheero.
Yeah, I love this bull. 13 outs, only ridden once. And it was Kai, it was a tough old ride for Kai in 25, if we remember it correctly. Only getting the 81 points, but White Shadow, come on, here we go. Let's go, Colby. Oh. Sort of falling out the back there. Well, the way this competition works tonight, folks, we're going to roll through all the bull riding sections because it's the first round of the competition. Then the top 10 Cowboys, we're going to bring them out and they will choose their destiny. They will choose their fate. With our short go, they'll pick it. But yeah, wow, Colby Edgar on that Snowy River Caravan replay.
Well, we're going to get set to go with the Snowy River Caravan matchup of the round. Hey, this is our 2024 PBR Bull Riding Champion, Boston Leather. Now, the bull that he's drawn, this is a bull from the Lazy G Rodeo Company, Chavez, another of Mick Gray and Brady Gray's champion group, 21 trips, only ever ridden twice in the competition. And you look at the guys that he's bucked off, guys like Ben Bode, Billy Nell, Zane Hall, Diego Galdino, the Brazilian, Cody Hodson, have all fallen short. Now, at 20 years of age, Boston Leather has already a gold buckle to his name in 2024. He'd like to move up our standings and make a real threat and challenge for the race in 2026 once again.
Another cracking bull from Lazy G Bucking Bulls. Chavez, come on, Boston. Here it is now. Come on, Boston, round the corner, into the hand. It's every day for Boston Leather.
Well, that's a little of the form that he took to the championship in 2024. Went to Townsville, the $150,000 championship event is where he stood up. $100,000 to the bonus and champion. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the former Australian PBR champion, we have a new leader, 84.8.
Wow. Wow, big ride. Big ride from Boston. And the way this is unfolding, 84.8 points means you get a first pick, if not second pick of that draft of bulls. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're fans of bull riding. You've been following our sport, then you will know this name. Last year's Australian champion, Kurt Shepherd.
Yeah, that's right. He rides and represents Team Ariat this weekend. And Kurt Shepherd won the championship gold buckle. He picked up a $100,000 bonus in Townsville last year to be crowned our champion. But tonight, still number one in Australia 2026. However, the Brazilians are hot on his heels. Kenny Roger, Donnie Rutherford, they're all chasing him down at this point of time. And this is Bad Boy Brown from the Lazy G Bucking Bulls.
Yeah, no doubt he would have watched Toby Collins last weekend at Sydney Meatstock get the job done for 83.9. So he would have seen it. He would have reviewed the footage, how Bad Boy Brown goes about it. And you can see Toby there in the frame as well, helping his buddy Kurt Shepherd get the job here on Bad Boy Brown. This is a cowboy that feeds off your energy, folks. And when he gets his opportunity, again, Bad Boy Brown playing up in the chutes.
Well, this bull just not cooperating, and I know Kurt is a very, very experienced contestant. What he's going to do, he's going to take all the precautionary time that he needs. He is not going to rush the momentum. He has time on his side. The arena director, Mick Gray, can see quite clear the bull just not cooperating. We'll try and get this bull's attention, get him to reset his equipment. However, he will not be rushed or pushed into a procedure that is going to give that little bull the advantage in the competition. Regrouping our leaderboard, Boston Leather sets the high mark, 84.8.
Well, we're going to give him another shot, so we will move along. We'll go along to our another cowboy here, Bryn Francis. Mick Gray saying, you know what, take your time, Kurt. We'll give Bad Boy Brown another shot at it. Bryn Francis from Nowra, Queensland. He has also looking at the attention of the sponsors at the moment in his bull riding career. Finding maybe the monkey off the back last weekend there in Sydney. Getting the job done on midnight. He's had a tough year last year, coming back from a pretty severe injury. But that seems to be behind him now.
Well, he's just been picked up by Team Ariat, another one of their team riders in the competition. And this bull, well, we saw him ridden in Townsville last year by Donnie Rutherford, the Mount Isa champion. He's also been ridden by Nash Mellors. Jack Rollinson got him done in Armidale last season. Let's do this. Let's get it started. Bryn Francis, boy, oh boy. Well, you talk about a hillbilly bandit.
You know what? I actually think here that Bryn can probably take a little bit away from this and maybe not be too disappointed on himself. Hillbilly Bandit got him that spin like super quickly. Have a look at this replay here, Morgs.
Well, this bull is up another level, and as we're going to see later on tonight, see how he shifts his momentum. This bull can pretty much do 360 in midair. Makes it extremely hard for the experienced cowboy. Going to see him out early.
Oh, talk about it. One of those nasty merry-go-round rides at the local playground. Well, we now look here at our Snow River Caravan bucking chute, because this is where they've rolled Kurt Shepherd up to. Bad Boy Brown. Put him into that chute, which gives Kurt another opportunity here to take his wrap. At the moment, the leaderboard there, we've got 7 qualified rides, the top 10 going through. Boston Leather, he's out in front at the moment. He will get first pick of that. I mean, the bull power that is about to come, ladies and gentlemen, is something to behold. But right now, there's a job to do. Come on, Kurt, go to work. Oh, center of it, middle of the bat, Kurt Shepherd, take a bow.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Australian PBR champion, the defending champion, and #1 in Australia in 2026. $379,000 in career earnings, and he makes it look like a day in the office. Now, this bull got a little longer than he normally is. He will generally turn back a little quicker in the competition. However, he's a showman-type bull. Look at the way that he jumps in that front end, not making it too hard. However, he mixes it up for a score in the round of the competition. We check the numbers as they come through in this division.
81 points for Kurt Shepherd. Wow, that makes it a bit interesting. Not quite high enough. We look at the leaderboard. Boston Leather, 84.8. Then Dylan Weir, Jack Rollinson paired it up at 2nd and 3rd. Dawson Foden there, Toby Collins as well. Charlie Bailey earns his spot. We flip it over. Kurt Shepherd, as we said, only 7th now. Kenny Roger, he rounds it out at 8. 2 more spots to go. And those boys at 7 and 8 might be a little nervous. Well, we'll be back, folks, after this.
custom designed for your adventures. To take the road less traveled. To discover this land's natural beauty. Engineered and tested for the rugged Australian environment. Experience more with Snowy River Caravans.
Well, we'll have a look at these matchups now for our final section. Ethan Costa, Zeus, Thomas Triplett, Gunsmoke, Zane Hall, Wyatt Earp is the bull he's got. Then Luan, another Brazilian, cover up. Toby Leak on speed dial. Then Cody Hodson has ambush to round it out.
Well, what I'm liking is I'm liking the top that we've got already. This is the Ariat Round 1, Section 4, as we wrap things up in the qualifying division. But what I do like is the qualifiers already. Look down the list. 8 in have booked their ticket. Boston Leather, Dylan Weir, Jack Rollinson, Dawson Fodden. They're all champion-like PBR competitors. Will be something very, very exciting, that first section.
Well, here is a cowboy that can ride bulls and get big numbers. He is it, Ethan Costa from Mirrenvale, Queensland. One of those top 4 we talked about at the start. Zeus from Lazy G Bucking Bulls stands in his way. Ethan Costa, 2 more spots available in that top 10, but he wants to get himself high up so he gets an early pick at that really stacked pen of bulls waiting in the short go.
Well, when you look at his face and his profile on that big screen, he has got that baby-faced assassin look about him. 19 years of age. But one thing off for sure and for certain, he does not ride like a teenager. They're pretty much fearless. This young man, he rides like a champion. We've seen high scores and great rides, none better than at Lardner Park. He was 85.7. He was 88 in Toowoomba. He's put big numbers together at Bow Desert, 84, and he's the leading rookie bull riding champion of 2026.
Yeah, as you said, he rides like he's been on the tour for years. So here it is, Ethan Costa going about his business. Oh dear, a bit of a stumble. He's sticking it in there though. Oh boy. We'll have to wait and see what sort of unfolded there. It was a messy old start, so no doubt Clayton, our judge, has said, you know what, I want another look at that. He's going to review the tape just to see whether there's perhaps an opportunity for Ethan Costa to get a re-ride.
Well, I want to look out if this bull hangs a horn in the gate or any part of it. It will be very, very interesting. I'll wait for the judge's decision. That bull was short. He had a trap set. He wasn't going to wait for him. And there it is. It's come up. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for young Ethan Costa? He's got to go through that all over again as he's been awarded that re-ride.
Yeah, he'll be happy to hear that. Well, ladies, another gent that has come through the ranks. We saw our rising stars earlier. We saw that our Challenger Series and the way these bulls, these cowboys go about it. Thomas Triplett from Bundoora, Queensland has made his way up through the ranks and now finds himself on the Monster Energy Tour, and he is loving his time here, Morgs.
Well, in Sydney last weekend, we saw him on Conquistador from the Mains Rodeo Company. He was 83.5 points on that bull. However, we're in Nowra. Totally different proposition. This bull is called Gunsmoke from the Lazy G Edgar Partnership. He's been out 7 times. However, I have seen him ridden by Zane Hall for 85.3. Dylan Weir rode him in Sydney for 86. And of course, Jack Rollinson got him done at Gregory Hills for an 84.6. So he is rideable.
Yeah.
He is a rider-friendly bull at this point of time.
Well, it's one of those bulls that started off his season when he first came to the PBR. No one could touch him. But in the last 3 trips this bull's had, the Cowboys have had the measure, and there have been some great numbers. Great numbers. So, Thomas Triplett's got to have a lot of confidence going into this one that if he can make that whistle, he could be staring at the barrel of a big score to put him up and around. But Every bull has his day. Every cowboy has his day. And maybe Gunsmoke. We'll see what he brings to the table. And Nowra. Here we go. Thomas going with him.
Wow. Boy, oh boy, he is like a bag of wild cats there tonight. Man, oh man, he had some electricity running through his veins. Thomas Triplett. Wow, it had a little of everything here tonight in this division.
Right up against the chutes. That's never easy for a bull rider. I mean, you try and stay focused, but your peripheral vision is just staring at that hard metal. And they've just called it through, and our earpieces, they're going to give that cowboy a re-ride. The judges have seen a chute foul, and they said, yep, we don't need to get up out of our chair and warm our feet. We can see it. Now, another cowboy that is from the team Ariat, one of those Ariat bull riders, young Zane Hall from Athol, Queensland.
Well, he's a third-generation professional cowboy. Of course, his dad, Kerry Hall, was a stock contractor, rodeo producer, and a cowboy himself. His dad, Jason Hall, the same, competed in bull riding, rough stock events. And now the next generation of the Hall family represented on our PBR tour. He was a 2023 Rookie of the Year. The bull that he's drawn, Wyatt Earp from the Lazy G Bucking Bulls, has been out 9 times, only ever ridden once, and that was by Sam Woodall back in 2024.
Well, here it is, Zane going to work. Stay with him. Oh, man. That, oh, Morgs, you're gonna have to run your expert eye over this one, because it had everything. Wyatt Earp shooting from both hips.
Well, he was. He looked like he was rideable tonight. He looked like he was a little cowboy friendly. However, the momentum built out there at about 3 seconds. I thought Zane actually started him pretty good. He had some big drops, got up there in the air, but double kicked a little, threw his head back, and it was Zane that got tipped to the outside. There was no recovery. Man, oh man, that bull has got an attitude here tonight. Well done to our protection athletes. Get the game day on.
Attitude. He's just put our Snow River Caravan clown barrel into the fence. Wyatt Earp destroying everything in his path. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time in 26 waiting for this cowboy to make his way back to Australian soil. The Brazilian last year that gave Kurt Shepherd a real scare leading into that grand final in Townsville. Luan Christian Camira! Luan as well, he's had to go back home to Brazil, back to the family, and he's been waiting for the visa to get approved. And they've tried time and time again this year, and it was almost looking uncertain for him. But so he's missed the start of the year. He's got a bit of a run chase ahead of him now. These Cowboys have had points out in front. Kurt Shepherd been riding well. Dylan Weir, Cowboys like that. Donnie Rutherford, they're all up there. So Luan can't let that feed into his brain. He's got to just go back to the form that he showed us in 25. But he hasn't had a chance to get an Australian bull underneath him, and he's drawn cover up from CF7 Bucking Bulls.
Yeah, this is another one of the dandies from Colin Fry's team up there in North Queensland. I like this bull. He is something a little special. Judges will pay him. This young Brazilian's going to have to get up off his pockets. Don't let and fall into that trap. Get around that corner, be nice and square. The bull was ridden recently back in Mackay by Thomas Hudson for 84.5 points. One of his fellow travelling compartments in Diego Galdino rode him in Cairns last year for 85 points, so he can give him a little insight onto the performance.
Well, as you said, the judges do seem to lean towards cover-up if the Cowboy can make the whistle. Luan Christian, if he's still continues that form that we saw him finish off with in 25, I mean, we are looking at a Cowboy that he had one hand in the till come the grand finals in Townsville. So, like we said, a lot of work to do, but he's in that Monster Energy buck and shoot. And these Brazilians, they don't quit easily. So we've got a mouth-watering matchup here for us tonight. An Ariat matchup in our Monster Energy buck and shoot. Cover up, the bull rider, Luan, come on. Oh boy.
Well, Colin Fry was the livestock contractor and producer of the year in 2025. You can learn to expect he won't bring a bull all the way to Nowra unless it is going to be a high mark bull in the competition. And the judges have marked him cover up. Now is the high mark score of the competition, 41.8. Well, 41.8, the judges saw that bull once again in the limelight. Rolling down through the competition, we're going to take you to the Hunter Valley. Beautiful town in that region. Little town called Dungog. It's the home of the Leak boys. Toby Leak, it will be. 27 years of age. Toby's also been one of our PBR competitors for some 7-8 seasons. The bull that he has drawn is a bull called the Speed Dial. CF7 bucking bulls from Colin Fry's once again. Saw Kenny Roger ride this bull at Gregory Hills there in Western Sydney back in March of this year. Toby Leak raced in the round of the competition there at Scone. He was a big money winner, 82.5. Sliding up, trying to get that sweet spot. This quarter time, we've still got a couple of vacancies in that short round. Any score will be positive. We've got 8 scores in the event thus far. Should we go back in the event and not have 10 scores, we'll go back to the longest rides.
Yeah, a lot of work here for Toby Leak. Speed Dial. You don't want to, get yourself caught up too much in that shoot area. He's happy now, so here he goes. Well, it just became all about survival there for Toby Leak. Speed Dial.
Well, that's a little disappointing. The judges are going to see that down at 3.95. 3.95. Well, we're going to roll on down through the list of competitors. We've got a couple of re-rides to go. We've still got to see Cody Hodson as we look to wrap up section number 4. Well, here is the boy from Willow Tree, New South Wales, 31 years of age. He won't waste too much time. This is from the Swain Cattle Company. That is hanging high. Man, that bull does not leave any room for error. You're a little flat, you're a little slow out around that corner. That bull had a game plan. Got out there, beat him onto that first round. It's disappointing. 2.1 it was. Man, oh man, Clint doesn't muck around in that buck shoot. It's time to come a-riding. Just could not maintain that upper body. He was flat. He was out and around, away from his riding hand. A little disappointing. Well, let's move down. Let's move to the Thunder from Cootamundra. Cody Hodson, 28 years of age. And the bull that he will endeavour to ride is from the Colin Fry team, CF7 bucking bulls. This is Ambush. Now, this is one of the veteran bucking bulls in our sport. He's been out 60 times, ridden on 23 occasions, for an average score of 85.93. Now, we saw him ridden in Toowoomba by Lane Hanish Bowen for 84. He was also ridden in Beaudesert by Thomas Tripler for 86.5. Donnie Rutherford got him done in Mackay. Alison Aguilar, the Brazilian, in Cairns. So here's a cowboy-friendly bull at this point of time. Let's do this. Come on, Cody. The Cootamundra Cowboy. Oh, man. Well, he turned that blinker to the left. He got to the intersection. He turned right. However, Cody could not could not get around that corner, and the whistle's down at 5.78. Well, what an outstanding bull. He's a little more cowboy friendly than a lot that we've seen here tonight. 2 turns to the left, back to the right. You've just got to be nice and square with that upper body. You get and shift those hips a little wide of the center, and of course, that is where the mistakes are made. Unfolds for Cody Hodgson.
Oh, well, we now look at a re-ride here as well. Ethan Costa, that 19-year-old we talked about. Judges have given him another opportunity. On bail from Swain's Cattle Company. Now, this bull has been out 47 times. He is a veteran of the PBR, and they have ridden him 12 times of that. Average ride score on this bull's about 85. So, I mean, it's not an easy bull, but Ethan Costa is a good cowboy. It'll be a good matchup, all right. They're going to work. Let's go. Stay with him, Ethan.
Well, the young 19-year-old rookie, folks, is brought down early. I'd like you to put your left hand with your right hand, make a little noise. He's a 19-year-old rookie trying to apply the trade in the toughest sport on earth. Finally get on bail done from the Swain Cattle Company. Man, he got a little flat. He was fast. Simply electric. The kid, Ethan Costa from Miriam Vale, looked to have him done. However, the outside foot comes a little free. Oh, man.
Well, we're going to have a look here. We've only got 1 cowboy left, folks. 1 cowboy left, so we've got 8 already booked their spot. If this cowboy can do it, it's 9, and then we will go back on time.
Well, I tell you one thing about Handsome Jack. He's one of the bulls. If I was to be a bull rider, this is the bull that I'd pick in the bull draft. The only problem would be he will never get probably back to the bull draft round. He is a little more friendly than a lot. He's owned by the K3F Bucking Bulls. That's Jared Farley from there in Cessnock. Handsome Jack. Man, I looked down where he's been ridden. Kelsey Pavlo got him done in Sydney last weekend. Ethan Costa, the young 19-year-old, rode him at Lardner Park in Victoria. And we saw him ridden at Gregory Hills for a big check by young Kai Bagheero. If you were to pick a bull to get through into the finals, Handsome Jack, as his name applies.
Well, that's right. Thomas Triplett here. He has an opportunity on a quality bull, really. As you said, that sort of rider-friendly bull with some big numbers. Ethan's done the job. Kelsey Pavlo as well found success. Kai, Kenny, I mean, they're great cowboys, but I'd put Thomas Triplett in that league. Let's see him go to work. Come on, Thomas. Oh, dear.
Well, you got to stay in the fight a little longer and a little stronger than that, unfortunately, for Thomas Triplett. That is now not how he wanted to finish his night here in Nowra, PBR competition qualifying round. And this is the bull that you like. See that he's short, rocks his head and his horns back. Just turned it on around to the left. That was away from his riding hand, but it's brought him down. Well, that is a little disappointing in the round of the competition because we are going to get set to go very shortly with the bull draft. We are not that far away. We'll check the numbers, check the time.
Doesn't matter what happens to you. Life don't stop. Neither do I.
let's look to the Monster Energy leaderboard here at the Nowra Invitational. It's Boston Leather. He'll have first pick in the draft at 84.8. Dylan Weir from Tume at 84.6. Jack Rollinson also on 84.6. Dawson Fedden's back with 82.7. Toby Collins midway through the pack at 82.2. Charlie Bailey from Oberon 82 points. Kurt Shepherd, the defending Australian champion, 81. And of course our Brazilian Kenny Roger. Never ever count that man out at 80.2. Well, very, very shortly we'll have our Yeti Bull Draft down in the arena with me, Simon Mallory. We have got those competitors in the Bull Draft competition, and they will. How this system works, ladies and gentlemen, we have saved the 10 baddest bulls in Australia for this Monster Energy Championship round. Now, the highest score in the qualifying round was Boston Leather. He gets first pick. From there, we go to Dylan Weir, Jack Rollinson. They were second and third, 84.6. And we work our way down. Now, what happens at the end of the list, Kenny Roger at number 8, he will have some of the final bulls to pick from. Now, those bulls, they will come up on the big screen, and as they are selected from the leading riders, there'll be less to pick from as the event goes on. There they are: Airborne, 7-Eleven, Alcatraz, Night Train, Widowmaker, VJ, Highwayman, West and
I'm also I've got Boston Leather to start things off. He's had a good list. I had the list in front of me. He's like, doesn't matter. I know exactly who I want. All right, Boston, you got full pick of the board. Who's your bull?
Leather Jacket.
Leather Jacket for Boston Leather. Okay, so Dylan Weir, you're equal there, but higher on the standings, so you get to go next. What's got your fancy?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven from Dylan Weir. All right, Jack Rollinson, good to see you out here, mate. You got a good look at those bulls. You know a lot of them. Which one do you want?
Night Train.
Night Train, Jack Rollinson, good to see. All right, Dawson. Dawson Fodden, here he is. Sitting yourself up, mate. Who do you want?
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, there it is, big bull, love it. All right, Toby Collins. He's got a list there on his arm. He's been doing his homework. Speaking of the boys.
Airborne.
Airborne. Airborne it is. Nice. Charlie Bailey, you're up next, Charlie. What do you like?
BJ.
BJ, big bull there as well. He's going in deep. All right, Kurt. Still some quality bulls up there.
Yeah,
Wetzel. All right, Kurt Shepherd. He's going to go it. All right, so Kenny, what we've got, I'm going to try and use my Portuguese, but Widowmaker or Highwayman or Flying Golan? That one, Flying Golan?
Yes.
Okay, Flying Golan it is. Flying Golan, there it is. You've got it. Now, I'm going to try and get out here. These boys may not be aware of it. Cody Hodson and then Zane Hall. So, Cody Hodson, Zane, you probably don't have to come out here. Cody's going to choose your fate. Cody, you've got two choices. Highwayman, Widowmaker.
Highwayman.
Highwayman, that means we're going to start things off with Zane Hall on Widowmaker. That's the bull draft, folks. We'll be back after a short bit of a break. Get up, stamp your feet, get warm, get the merch tent, get to the bar, and we'll be back with our short round of bull riding action right after this.
matter what happens to you. Life don't stop. Neither do I.
The all-new Ram 1500 Rebel is everything you'd expect from a Ram, but with a rugged off-road edge. Powered by the all-new straight 6 twin turbo, boasting an impressive 420 horsepower under the hood, its off-road game is beefed up and built for serious 4x4 performance. With rugged good looks and a sleek interior, you could say the Ram 1500 Rebel is a rebel with a cause. Ram eats everything else for breakfast.
Custom designed for your adventures. To take the road less traveled. To discover this land's natural beauty. Engineered and tested for the rugged Australian environment. Experience more with Snowy River Caravans.
This is the Battle of Mates, the ultimate clash of rivals. The Monster Energy PBR Origin Series returns August 1st to the TikTok Entertainment Centre, Sydney, Queensland, New South Wales. Mate versus mate, state versus state. One massive night, adrenaline-filled action. Every ride a fight for glory. Tickets at pbraustralia.com.au. Sydney, the battle begins August 1st.
All right, what we're going to do is it's time for our fan of the night. I've got one of these Ringer Western Cowboy hats to give away, but I'm looking up high. I'm looking around to see where our fan of the night is. They've done such a good job being here all night, freezing their butts off. Oh, I gotta say it's tough, but there's a girl here in a pink jumper that has been jumping around. All right, you hold the box there for me. All right, what's your name?
Kelly.
Kelly, you have been doing a great job. It's freezing cold out here. You're jumping around. I've been watching you all night. You are now our Ringers Fan of the Night.
Wow, that is something pretty special. That young lady's going to remember for a long, long period of time. The Ringers Western Wear Fan of the Night.
Ready or not, here we come. Rise for the rulers. You were in the presence of a legendary movement, made for the greatness, tested and proven. And we fired up the level of revolution. Yeah, get louder. Whole city riled up, jumping out the gates head first like a wild buck. No days off, that's the energy around us. This is our house, and we made it from the ground up. We are built for this. This is our house. This is our time. 'Cause we built for this. We were made to rule. We were made to rise. 'Cause we built for this. Yeah. Come on. Built for this. Come on. We are built for this. Yeah, 'cause we built for this. Come on. We built for this. Built for this. Ain't no stopping us now. We are built for this. This is our house. This is our time. 'Cause we built for this. We were made to rule. We were made to rise. 'Cause we built for this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at this point of the night where we're down to the Monster Energy Championship round. Let's look at the big screen. Zane Hall, it's on the Widowmaker. Cody Hodson, Highwayman. Kenny Rogers drawn the incredible Flying Golan. Kurt Shepherd, PBR Bull of the Year, Wetzel. What a matchup. Charlie Bailey with BJ. Toby Collins Airborne, and Dawson Fodden will take the challenge aboard the Alcatraz.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Monster Energy Championship round.
Well, this is where the show begins. It's party time in the city of Nowra. We are going to start with the man from Athol, Queensland, Zane Hall, 2023 PBR Rookie Champion. Now he is on a bull from the Farley Cave and Gold Spring partnership called the Widowmaker. Now this bull, 14 trips on a PBR tour, has never ever been ridden. Is history going to be rewritten here tonight in Nowra? We're moments away. Ride every moment with him, folks. Let's do it. Let's go with the Cowboy Zane Hall in action. Well, sets him up.
Not to be for Zane Hall. Hey, folks, we've had some car keys handed in to the control tent. So if you've jumped up and ready to leave, someone that was sitting in the blanket zone area, we have your car keys that have been handed in. Unfortunately, it's a long walk home. So if you want to drive home, come and grab your car keys off us here in the tent. Not to be for Zane Hall.
Well, you can see we're at another level. This is the ultimate challenge, PBR Monster Energy Championship round. We're going to turn your attention to the Can-Am bucking chute for the Cootamundra, the Thunder from Down Under, Cody Hodgson, 28 years of age, but this is the pride and joy from the Swain Cattle Company from Willow Tree. Highwayman was last ridden in Sydney to win the championship by Sam Woodall for 86.4. Now this bull is super fast. He's electric. It's going to be something special if Cody Hodgson can get around that corner. Got to ride that outside shoulder. 1, 2, and it's back away from his riding hand, but the boy from Cootamundra is delivering. Come on, folks. Oh, man. 7.82. Man, he hit the buzzer 3 or 4 times.
I'm going to suggest something here. I actually think the problem was Cody Hodgson is too tall. His feet touched the ground before he tried to even get off the bull.
Well, he's a little bull, but that's the luck of the draw. But suited his style. Don't worry about that. This little bull called the Highwayman, he was in it. He was in the zone. Now, we've gone to the monitor. That's where Clayton Lane is now. We're watching millisecond at a time, checking to see if he had any tail of that rope in his hand. Even if he was out of position, it is judged, the system is, you've got to keep that rope in your hand, no matter how bad things get. Free hand at no point of time can come in contact. I'm going to struggle if we're going to pick up 0.4 of a second.
Ah, Cowboy down. And we'll wait for the official time there, but unfortunately not for Cody Hodgson tonight.
Well, let's move on down to the man, the master. He is the leader of the Brazilian Bull Riders this season in 2026. 32 years of age. And the bull that he's drawn is a bull that is owned by some high-profile sportsmen in Australia. It's a TNR bucking bull. It is owned by Tommy Berry, Regan Bayliss, Sam Clipperton, which are Group 1 winning jockeys. It is also owned by the Starling and Whiten Partnership, which are, of course, they are NRL players. Tommy Starling from Canberra, Jack Whiten Partnership, and they have put together a bull called the Flying Golem from TNR.
Yeah, saw a great ride last weekend. Sam Woodall come in clutch. Pulled an iron out of the fire there at 85.9. Saw him take out that series there at Sydney Meatstock. Well, Kenny Roger, he would have seen that bull of Sam. He would have tried to speak to the boys out the back. It's tough for these Brazilians. They kind of know the bulls, but kind of don't. And they need all the help they can get from the travelling partners and all these cowboys with them. As you can see the work there, trying to get that bull riding rope to the right tension for Kenny. And he's a big, strong boy. He needs that rope nice and tight. Flying Golem. As close to royalty as we'll get here.
Well, I tell you, there's a little story to this bull, you know, when he was only about 18 months of age. He became very sick with what we call 3-day sickness. And we had one of the best vets in the Hunter Valley, the Gollan family representative, attend to this bull. As Mitchell Russell told me 2 weeks ago, they thought they would lose him. However, with first-hand care from the Gollan family, they brought this bull back not only to be healthy, but they brought him to be one of the rankest bulls on the PBR Tour this season. Only ever ridden once. It's a fairy tale story, but boy, oh boy, when you see that gate open, this young man, the Brazilian Kenny Rogers, going to need to be on his game day. He'll need to be square. This bull will try and break his concentration as he's doing so right at this point of time. Kenny Roger sliding up, reset. The watch is on, the clock is on. Let's do this, Kenny. The Flying Golem. Oh, man. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? 5.24.
Well, this was an unusual ride from Kenny. We haven't seen him sort of be a bit rattled before, and he kind of just didn't seem to have his wits about him. He was doing his best work to stay in it, obviously, but laying out deep, and then the bull just away from his hand, and he's blown that bull riding rope. He's still hanging on for all money, but it just blew out of its knot, and unfortunately there for Kenny.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, you hang on to that bull riding rope. He stayed there for probably a second and a half with his hand in the tail of the rope, which could have been good for a score. Okay, here it is. This has got to be the matchup of our championship round. It doesn't come any better. You've got the current and reigning PBR bull riding champion, Kurt Shepherd from Mareeba, North Queensland, taking on a bull with an incredible record. Wetzel, one of the highest ranked scoring bulls on the PBR Tour, former bull of the season, owned by the Throsby and Russell outfit, and has only ever been ridden once on the PBR Tour. It was ridden by one of the greatest bull riders of all time here in Australia, Lachlan Richardson at Maitland, back in September of 2023. So that's nearly 3 years on the PBR Tour. This bull has not been ridden. If I could write a script for a finish of our night here in Nowra, this would be the script finish. Australian bull riding champion taking on Wetzel in the Monster Energy final.
Oh, it's a great opportunity here for Kurt, because he actually sat there with a few bulls that he could have chosen. He was, a long way down in the draft, but he still had some opportunities, but he liked the look of Wetzel. So something about this bull made Kurt Shepherd go, I want to have another crack at him. I mean, they've met before as well, back in Scone. And it was the bull that came out the victor there. So maybe it's a bit of retribution for Kurt Shepherd. He's going to need your support now. We've got to get behind our reigning Australian champ as he matches up on a bull that's got prior history.
Well, I tell you one thing, this bull will bring his game day. He will have a lot of forward motion as he gets out there. But man, oh man, it'll be tight. It'll be right there in that chute gate. Let's see if I'm right. Wetzel out and around. Come on, Kurt. Cowboy up. Oh, just brings that motion forward. Tips him down into spin. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for two great athletes on the PBR Championship Tour. And it's Wetzel, the reigning bull. Once again, it is 2 for 2 against Kurt Shepherd.
Oh, boy, Kurt. He tried to bring himself back up right there, but Wetzel just sort of had him there in the moment and just kept driving and working, and Kurt unable to come out on top on that ride. Wow, the door is open here, wide open in this championship round.
Well, what it does, it leaves that opportunity for the final 6 competitors. Charlie Bailey, well, he's up next on BJ, and that could well be a matchup. This is the bull that is owned by the Farley-Mead partnership. Jared Farley, Chris Mead actually bred this next bull, and of course it could be the matchup of the round. Charlie Bailey, it'll be something special. Just got to clear the arena, get the procedures set. As you can understand, we cannot have more than one bull in our arena at any point of time. It certainly raises the risk. We will have this little bull back to that in closure.
Like we're at the Sydney show. Little demonstration of bulls being rounded up. Ah, there they go, the boys. That'll get the protection athletes warm.
Well, here it is. We are getting set. We are getting to move it on with Charlie Bailey. The boy from Oberon, 24 years of age, comes into our final round tonight with a first round score of 82 points. Well, anybody that's followed the breeding program of successful bloodlines, this bull was genetically bred, goes a lot of history back to the Campbell Frame team out of Chinchilla, Queensland, with Chris Mead, Jared Farley these days. He was the bull of the meat stock there in Lardner Park. Man, oh man. Well, you're seeing Australia's best in action. BJ right up there amongst it. Man, oh man, the scores are going to come through for the Bulls and the Cowboys at this point of time. Wetzel's leading the race with 42.9. But BJ, this will put a smile on the dial of Chris Mead. 43.3 to be the highest ranked bull so far here this weekend.
Man, BJ. Strong, powerful bucking bull. Charlie Bailey unable. Now this is an interesting one. Toby Collins, about midway through the draft there was a long list of bulls. He'd been on the blower to Sam Woodall. And he said, what do I do here, Sam? You know these bulls. And Toby Collins, he had a chance and he said, all right, of what's left, Airborne looks like my bull.
Yeah, well, that's right. And I said in the opening earlier this afternoon, Toby Collins may not be the youngest in this competition at 33 years of age. However, what he brings to the table is a wealth of international experience. He's a jockey weight size bull rider, which is an advantage. He's not over tall. He certainly only weighs about 68 to 70 kilos maximum. So a perfect build, a perfect body shape to be a bull rider. What he has tonight, this is Airborne. From the CF7, Colin Fry brings this bull in with the Pug Brothers ADS Mining Services Partnership. Okay, Airborne out and around. Come on. Oh, code. Man, at 2.8, that handhold comes loose. And he is, oh man, we didn't need that at any point of time.
Oh, gee, that is Airborne picked out Toby Collins of the Cowboys that were hiding and went, I'm not done with you.
Man, he wasn't happy with that outcome, was he? One little bit. I thought Toby was around the corner. However, you got a bull that weighs 900 plus kilos. It is very, very hard to stay that momentum square. Look at this. Eyed him up, said, I'm done with you, Cowboy. Oh, man. 900 kilos. Cop this in the back of the legs. Wow.
That was, they eyeballed him and he knew. Well, they have a personality, especially these bulls in our short go. They are rank, tough, mean. Dawson Foden from Nowra, Queensland. He actually wasted no time. He said, I want Alcatraz. CF7, Josh Pugh partnership, 41 times as bull as bucked, and only 5 Cowboys could do it. And we saw Ben Bode in Townsville last year dig deep and rip out a bull riding performance to get an 84 on him. So, Dawson, he's got a big bit of bull to handle here, but if he wants to be there at that grand final himself, he's got to start covering bulls like this.
And I'll tell you a little history about this bull. The second last time he was ridden was back in April of 2025 by Macaulay Leather, that today in the United States of America is competing for $3.2 million. So that list of achievements goes on and on. Alcatraz has done it. Is it going to be his night? Dawson Foden. Oh, not to be. Well, Colin Fry, he does not bring bulls to PBR Championship events that don't perform. And that bull now, 42-5, continues on with a down here at Nowra.
Oh, man, 41 there, 0.5, the bull score on Alcatraz. Yeah, it would have been a good ride there for Dawson if he had hung in there. A good big shake of the head. He knows he could have probably done a bit better there. Well, it's been a bit tough. It's been a bit lean, the bull riding here in our championship round, but this is what we expect. 10 of the best bulls trying their hand. Now, Jack Rowlandson, he was that third pick. He had pretty much 7 bulls left, and Night Train caught his eye. Diamond Ass bucking bulls, Brian Scott, he breeds great bulls. Night Train, it's an interesting pick from Jack Rowlandson.
Well, we started with 10 here in the Monster Energy final. We are down to 3. 3 contenders have a golden opportunity. The door is ajar. Jack Rowlandson can elevate from number 3 to number 1 very, very easily. 8 seconds is all it's going to take. However, Night Train would not be in this division if he wasn't worthy of his opportunity. Jack Rowlandson, let's see if he can do one again. Strong, out and around boy, sets him up, gets him flat on his pockets. Hips were a little out of shape. Failed to get around that corner.
That's a missed opportunity there. A big miss for Jack Rollinson. Well, talk us through this replay, the Monster Energy replay here, Morgs.
Well, the bull faded as if he was going to go to the left, but it was back to the right, and it happened so quick. Bull threw his head in the air, just cocked his horns back, and when he turned that blinker, it was tight, and it was tight to the right. Just got Jack back on his flat pockets, and you get back there. There's no way that you can beat that overwhelming power that they deliver.
Well, 2 Cowboys to go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you've been having a good time here tonight, Nowra. Well, we have got a Cowboy that is all class. Dylan Weir from Tumut, New South Wales. We've tipped him early to be one of those front runners for Team New South Wales and likely to probably get his hands on that Cowboy of Origin check. But before he does that, he's got to get past a bull like 7-11.
Well, this is the young man that I spoke of previously. If his mind is in that positive frame, he can ride all these bulls. I've seen him do it before, some of the rankest bulls in Australia. But this is 7-11. It's another of the Colin Fry bulls. And he is a 47-start bull, qualified on 7 occasions. Wasn't so long ago we saw Ethan Costa, the 19-year-old, ride him up there in Toowoomba at meat stock for 88.2. Previous to that, Thomas Hudson rode him in Mackay, and I saw Kurt Shepherd mark 86.5 on him back in Cairns last season. Dylan Weir, the boy from Tumut, 25 years of age.
Well, at this stage, he's just got to hold on. He's just got to make the whistle. But the way he looked earlier tonight, he is strong. He's in the zone. Let's go with him, Dylan. Oh. Man, a face mask full of dirt and sand there. We'll check out our Monster Energy replay here. Dylan Weir out confidently, but 7-11 had other plans. Bang.
Well, we've got to give a little credit to our livestock contractors and the producers. You know, these bulls have been collected and selected from all over Australia, from right up in North Queensland down to the Victorian border. And each of the contractors are only allowed to provide 5 and 6 bulls each. So you can understand it is a championship round. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ride of the night. 1 soul left in the final. This is our former champion of 2024. We are get set to go with him. This is Boston Leather from Calliope, Queensland. Come on, Boston. Let's get this done for the people of Nowra. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on now. Stay tough. Stay in the zone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, come on, folks. Join with me. Put your hands together for the championship winner here tonight. Boston Leather. Well, you know what, folks? He comes from a family of 13 siblings. 13 in his family, and man, oh man, these kids can ride. It's survival of the fittest. Well, let's watch this replay. He's electric, superhuman athlete, staying up on that bull riding rope, and man, oh man, Leather Jacket, which was the rankest bull at the meat stock in Sydney last weekend. Boston Leather has delivered, and the scores come through. It is official, 88.5. Gives that former Australian champion a total average score of 173.3. Man, oh man, what a night it's been. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this very special time, I'd like us to put our hands together and thank the men, the Snowy River Protection athletes, that continue to put their bodies on the line for each and every one of us. Zach Ma, Josh Burks, and Eric Richardson. A big payday for them, ladies and gentlemen. I'd also like to express my special thanks to the arena director, Mr. Mick Gray from Tamworth. The judges that do the tedious task, Mr. Dean Pace and Clayton Lane. I'd also like to bring into the arena tonight a man that has worked side by side with me for the last few months here on the PBR Tour. A good friend and our co-host of tonight's competition. And we are getting set to make that presentation. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring Simon Malloy into the arena. And our champion of tonight's competition. Let's look down the leaderboard. Boston Leather, he is our champion at 173.3. Dylan Weir and Jack Rollinson are still going to get a good piece of the pie, equals second and third with 84.6. Dawson Fodden rolls out at number 4 at 82.7. Toby Collins, 82.2 at 5th. And young Charlie Bailey from Oberon, 82 points, rounds out the top 6 in our Monster Energy Nowra Invitational.
So, yeah.
Well, our Yeti Bull of the event presentation, scores are official. It's going to be BJ from the Farley Meat Partnership with a score of 43.3.
Yeah, I've got Jared Farley, Chris Mead coming on out here. Gents, I'll get you to stand with your Yeti Bull of the night. We've got a buckle for you as well. The Chris Mead Partnership here as well. Like, what does this bull mean for you boys?
Oh, he's good. I take my hat off. Jared, he's done a good job.
Yeah, he's done a good job, all right. I mean, this is the second time we've seen him here take it, but is there more to come from him, Jared?
Hopefully he keeps it up and see where he goes.
And looking on a night like this, does the temperature affect these bulls much?
It doesn't me. Well, yeah, everybody's different, off the whole day.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you saw the match up there, obviously excited, and you see the way he performs, but who would be a cowboy that you'd love to see get on the back of him?
I would have liked to see Charlie riding just anyway, but someone that can stay on for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, see what he's doing there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. We want to take him to that full whistle and see what he's got. Gentlemen, congratulations. Put your hands together now for our contractors of the night with BJ, the bucking bull there.
Well, as we get set to make the presentation, our event champion, ladies and gentlemen, there was no doubt in my mind who he is. How about a big round of applause for our champion, Boston Leather, 173 points.
All right, I'm going to get him out here, Boston Leather. Wow. It was incredible to see Boston. He had leather jacket on your mind. Boston, congratulations. What was it about that bull that you loved?
Oh, the name. That's about it. Nah, I've seen him a couple times and he has a couple good ones, so all the boys said, yeah, go for it.
Well, yeah, Boston leather jacket. I mean, it was a match made in heaven, but it was tough for the boys out there. What was going through your head when you were taking your wraps in the chute?
Nothing really. I've been trying to keep clear head. I've been dealing with a bit of stuff with the bull riding lately, so yeah, just tried to clear my head and just have fun.
Well, Boston, you've done that. You've had a bit of injury, like you said, trying to get back into that form. This must feel good right now to be getting back in that pocket.
Yeah, bloody oath. Keen as.
Oh, mate, congratulations. You've done the job. You've ridden 2 bulls. The girls have got the buckle for you. We'll get a little moment. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You're now a champion, Boston Leather.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does wind down and draw to a close our Nowra Monster Energy Invitational Championship competition on behalf of PBR Australia. I'd like to express our gratitude and special thanks to our partners here this weekend. Of course, Ariat, Can-Am, the Monster Energy team. Special thanks to Bisley Workwear and the Ringers Western, just to name a few. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our PBR presentation for 2026. Remember, we look forward to bringing this event once again next season here to Nowra. Of course, drive careful, God bless, and take care as we prepare for our next event coming up in the near future.